And we are continuing our coverage of Mauna Loa, and this morning we are joined by Governor David Ige as he nears the end of his second term, and we want to get into some important topics today, including Mauna Loa. But first, congratulations on the end of the term, and thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for the invitation, Lee. I really appreciate it.
And of course, we want to start with Mauna Loa this morning. You know, top of mind right now for many in the state, across the country, and we've been tuned into the daily updates from USGS. We know that lava flow is starting to slow down, but
yes.
You know, if that does change, what is the state prepared to do?
You know, we, as I issued the emergency proclamation on Monday, we are preparing to activate the National Guard to assist with traffic. And as you saw, we've been working with the Hawaii County to establish a viewing area. You know, we learned from previous lava flows that if we can establish a safe place for residents and visitors to view the lava flow, it really does help overall traffic management. So we're glad to see that Hawaii County has done that. We are monitoring the flow and establishing contingency plans for where we might divert traffic should the lava inundate the DKI highway. We do know how important that highway is to the Hawaii Island people. And so, you know, there's just a lot of pre-planning, leaning forward, looking at alternatives to be prepared. So we encourage everyone to listen to the USGS reports and stay on top of the lava flow. It is in a very less sloped area on Hawaii Island, and so the good news is that the lava will begin to move slowly. So we will have a week or more prior notice before something happening.
I know the USGS planning to do another update this morning at 9 a.m. If you wanted to tune into that, we're going to be having it on our website and also on our app. And they did mention it'll take maybe about a week if it continues at this pace. But, you know, as we're looking at it potentially hitting Daniel K. Inouye Highway, and as you mentioned, a very important thoroughfare for the island, is there any plans that the state has maybe talked about, like creating a new road, you know, that would maybe be not in the pathway of this in the future? Yeah,
certainly, you know, the Daniel K. Inouye Highway is the main connection between Hilo and Kona, and it would be very, very expensive to do an alternative route. You know, we are looking at access roads and surface roads in the area that we could do temporary repairs on to make it more passable. But relocating Daniel K. Inouye Highway is not going to happen. You know, that project has gone on for a long time, but we are quite certain that we could do some bypass and other things depending on where the lava flows.
And we'll dive into this a little more in just a little bit. But of course, end of your term coming up. Governor-elect Josh Green has his inauguration ceremony on Monday. So has he been involved in these talks? I know he is your lieutenant governor. So has there been a kind of a passing of the torch in terms with the Mauna Loa, you know, plan, so that him and everyone on his staff is feeling prepared when they step in on Monday?
Absolutely. You know, the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency that is doing the state's part in monitoring, all of those are civil servants, and they'll continue on the job. Also, the governor-elect and his chief of staff have been included in all of the briefings, so they're fully aware of you know, what will be happening. And then finally, as you know, Adjutant General Ken Hara will be continuing on in that capacity, and certainly he is involved with all of these preparations on Mauna Loa.
And you know, I'd like to say for people here, of course, and this might not be their first time, you know, experiencing an eruption, some people are definitely reacting differently to, you know, what we are experiencing right now. So for people who aren't from the islands, this is maybe their first time experiencing an eruption. And for people who, of course, aren't here right now, how would you describe what's happening? Because I feel a lot of people are like, what's going on? Is everything just getting destroyed? And
yes.
You know, how would you describe what's happening right now and your guys' response? Because it might seem like it's not an urgent as urgent as some people might think.
Well, there is no imminent threat to any property or communities at this point in time, but lava flows are unpredictable. So clearly, we encourage people to stay tuned to the USGS site and Hawaii County. They will have the most current information. It is a spectacular site, as you've been broadcasting on your TV station, and certainly we are creating safe places for residents and visitors alike to be able to view it. And so we would encourage people who are curious about it to go into those areas, but please listen to county police and civil defense because they are fully aware of what the situation is and can advise. On the state side, we've established, we do have a system, a network of air quality monitoring. And so pay attention, especially those who have respiratory challenges. There are dangerous gases and other emissions from the volcano that people need to be aware of.
And thank you, Governor, for talking to us about all of the things that are dealing with Mauna Loa. You're going to be sticking with us, though. We're going to be coming back, talking to you a little bit more about the end of your term and how your time in office has been. So this isn't goodbye just yet. You're going to be sticking around for just a little bit longer. But thank you for talking to us about Mauna Loa.
Sure.